We're not back with another gameplay video. This time we're having the Daniel deck, round 2. So let's take a look at my opening hand. It's not an ideal hand. It has faith, it has Daniel's prayer, but it has no way to get heroes. So if I run the die roll, I probably would have chosen to go second, try and get some card draw. Because if I go first, I can't really do anything. Consideration to make if I did go first would just be put down my high places maybe. So opponent won the die roll. Looks like their disciple deck of some sort. They're revealing Son of God from their hand. Or actually, no. They're top decking Son of God with their fishing boat for their star ability. Okay, and they're undoing their top decking of a good dominant with a crouch choice. They're going to grab a good card from deck. And it's Matthew, which is not surprising. Matthew is really strong attack turn 1 because he gets to reveal hand and draw a bunch of cards. And unfortunately for me, I happen to have faith in my opening hand. So faith, I think, counts as 7 different brigades. So if Matthew were to attack me, I think he could draw 10 cards here. So definitely not the way you want to start off a game. Turn 1 Matthew. I have no answers to that. I think faith is like a really good card in this deck. So even though it's bad right now, I don't think it justifies cutting it from the deck. Usually you can get you can get faith out of your hand before Matthew attacks you. So I think the risk is worth the reward here. But here we are encountering the edge case where it looks really bad. So I was just giggling when I was showing him my hand. So 7 cards from faith and then 3 from my other brigades. Winged Lion is orange, Conjurers is pale green, and of course crimson. And I don't really have any options for when he attacks me either. Reserves are off limits right now, so I can't use my Conjurers to go grab a battle winner from my reserve. And I can't even use them to do it for my deck either, because I have to have another magician in play. Okay, he has 16 cards in his hand. I think that's the maximum number of cards one could have in their hand. They have a bunch of Lost Souls out, so that's good for me, I guess. He's also running a Meek Lost Soul defense, so my high places, it triggers when a Meek Lost Soul is put into play. So every time a Meek Lost Soul is put into play from my deck or his deck, high places gets to trigger. So I'm going to decide to go for Astrologers, try and get lucky. The top card of my deck is a Meek Lost Soul, and I have no answers. Maybe I could have gone the Winged Lion banded to Astrologers, tried to make him use a card, you know. I think that was a valuable idea too. But he has 10 cards in his hand, 16 cards in his hand. He wants to actively play stuff. So, but by me not letting him do anything, maybe, I don't know. I could see it going either way. He's trying to get down to hand size of 8 cards. He's playing a good seed. A card's going to get to him a good enhancement from reserve every upkeep. Super annoying. I wonder in what worlds would I fire off the Chronicle of the Kings just to trade for the good seed right here. Because good Chronicle of the Kings, I can negate and discard all good enhancements. So if I'm really concerned about him getting stuff from his reserve, I could trade my Chronicles of the Kings with that. But to me, it seems like I could hold on and use it for more. It feels like he has enough resources from Matthew. Okay, he has a Sadducee defense, Disciples offense. Okay, let me take my turn here. Draw some Lost Souls, spawn a Lost Soul token. Now, the way I think it works, if you have multiple Lost Souls in play, and you all interplay at the same time, and the Lost Souls is one of them, it only triggers once, as opposed to like 3 times. All right, High Places coming out. I really like High Places and Lost Souls because I believe, I haven't confirmed this, but every time you generate a Lost Soul token, that would trigger the High Places to draw a card. So if that's the case, it's a really strong draw engine. But remember, you can only activate that 4 times in a turn. I'm kind of talking to my opponent right now about my situation. I have faith, Daniel's prayer, but no heroes. Really unfortunate. Covenant of David, no heroes. I have to discard down to hand size now. I'm going to decide to burn my Son of God here, rescue a Lost Soul. If all his Lost Souls are meek, then saving Son of God to negate a strategic Lost Soul doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, opponent's turn. I had a really bad turn 1. A very promising start to the game. I'm going to need a lot of help here to actually win this game. It's 1-1 though. It's a tie game, at least someone could say, but I would say I'm definitely losing right now. I have a great image in hand, so that's the good thing about him drawing so many cards. He has to put some of his heroes out, makes him vulnerable to a great image destruction. But he knows I have great image. He saw it with Matthew, so he should be able to play around it and not commit his entire board into it. I'm not playing my characters out. I don't want Simon the Zealous to choose a good block. It's not like a good block. I don't know. Okay. He's playing this card. He's getting it from his reserve with the good seed. So it's a good card to know about. It's hard for me to keep track of all the different types of cards I see from my opponents. So like, let's say I get to look at my opponent's hand or deck. For me, it's like hard to keep track of all the information. In a perfect world, I'd be able to play around exactly what he shows me, but I work with my monkey brain and I do the best I can. All right, Angel of the Winds coming in, attacking. Gonna exchange the Angel of the Winds with a hero in his deck. I'm interested to see what he gets here. Let me check my reserve to see what my conjurers can grab here. Death of Unrighteous looking pretty good. I would get Destroying Bands, but that only bans to Old Testament humans, and all of his characters over there are New Testament, so that would have been a strong idea too. But I wish there was a card that would let me ban to all humans, that would have been good. Okay, so he's grabbing a hero. I don't know which hero he grabbed. He's revealed a dominant, and it looks like it's the hero that I think makes it so his enhancements can't be negated this turn. So definitely don't want to let him play enhancements. So that's why I'm thinking like a Conjurer's block would be good. I have initiative. I would, when given the opportunity to play enhancement. Okay, I'm generating some more Lost Soul tokens. I'm drawing some cards. And here comes my Conjurer's block. I think I was going to go Conjurers into Death of Unrighteous, but since I drew my Mask of Vanity, I just want to start drawing through more of my deck and see more of my heroes. So I think in a perfect world, I would have gone Great Image. We're going to smoke his heroes in his territory after the battle. Then Mask of Vanity, draw some cards, and Death of Unrighteous. And that doesn't give him initiative to play cards because I'm not removing his last hero from battle. So there's not a lot he can do there. He can't even play his Chronicle of the Kings. So that happens. All of the Lost Souls are shuffled into my deck, which I'm really grateful for because I get to, if I draw them again, I can trigger my high places. All right, so Matthew and Simon the Zealot are going to die. So those are his two best disciples. Opponent has 12 cards in hand, still cooking with a lot of gas. His board is massive. So many evil characters, fortress, site. I have just a high place. A high place. Oh, yes. So the only good fortress left in my deck is Noah's Ark. I drew my Storehouse. So if I play Covenant of David, I can only grab Noah's Ark. I finally drew a hero, so that means I can use my Faith or my Daniel's Prayer to grab hero from my deck. And it's Shadrach. Shadrach. I only know the Babylonian names. I don't remember the Israelite name they were given. Shadrach, Meshach, Abed-nego. Just fun to say. Okay, High Priest plot coming in. It's going to underdeck a good card from my hand. Maybe it was a good thing I fired off that Son of God, huh? Oh yeah, it's not underdeck, he's reserving. So if he just reserved my Son of God, that would have been so brutal. But he hits a Storehouse, which was also kind of brutal. Storehouse is really good to have in the early game. And I feel like, yeah, it would have just drawn me a bunch of cards and help me out this game, but that's no longer an option. I wonder if there's an opportunity there for me to like play Chronicle of the Kings to try and negate that, but I don't think I have a chance to. I think the territory class enhancement plays, resolves, and goes to discard pile. And by the time it's in the discard pile, I don't think I could play my dominant that negates evil enhancements. Opponent has to discard some cards. That's surprising. Looks like he's pretty stacked on defense. He's discarding some evil enhancements. All right, my turn. Drew Michael, drew Nebuchadnezzar. Great cards to have. And no Lost Souls, so that's great too. This means I can maybe try to catch up this game. All right, here comes the Faith. Time to get Danny Boy. Danny Boy, he was right on the top of my deck. Okay, so I have a pretty strong band. I can go Shadrach into Daniel into Michael. I don't have very many enhancements. I'm deciding just to YOLO this. So Daniel's negating evil characters, fortresses, New Testament enhancements, and Michael's tossing multi-brigade evil enhancements. So Pharisees and Sadducees love their multi-brigade evil enhancements. So Michael is really good against them. So is Daniel, but they have a couple ways around Daniel. They have a card in their territory that says if I've searched this turn, I think it's their Sadducees can't be negated. So I think if I was more patient, maybe I should have waited a turn. Because if they end up banding a bunch of characters into battle, I won't be able to do anything about that. I only have Covenant of David and a Daniel's prayer. And I would just be basically praying that they have nothing. So we'll see how this goes. Right, opponent's thinking about a block. It starts with Annas the Elder. That's the card that makes his Sadducees cannot be negated. And then he can start banding. That's gonna be a problem. He also has a Golgotha out, which makes his first skull icon can't be prevented. So I don't know if that's something to be aware of too. But I think all of his enhancements are for the most part dual colored. All right, underdecks 2 Meek Lost Soul tokens with Annas the Elder banding to Caiaphas the Conspirator. Trying to imagine like what this would have looked like in real life if if Shadrach, Daniel, Michael walk into a room. There's like a bunch of Pharisees and Sadducees just sitting in it. Seems like Michael would win every time. But the hard hearts of the Pharisees, they are impervious to good. The Son of God couldn't even get through to them. They're trying to protect all these meek lost souls. Opponent is still thinking about the banding that they want to do. So here's a little thing that the opponent's thinking about. He wants to try and band in his Pharisee to negate a card. He's trying to negate my Shadrach. And because Shadrach says my character's banding abilities can't be interrupted, he's actually not able to negate it. So we're just kind of talking about that right now. So negate, if you think about negate, think of it in your mind as a interrupt and prevent. So if a card that says cannot be interrupted, you can't negate it after the fact, but you can prevent it. Redemption is kind of a little quirky with all these different types of terms and what they mean and how they interact with each other. But I feel like once you get the understanding that there's interrupt, there's prevent, and there's negate, which is like interrupt and prevent, starts to make a little bit more sense. I'm probably going to come out with a video soon that maybe a little clarifies exactly that concept of negating, and yeah, just some like intro to redemption content. Okay, it looks like opponent is finally deciding to block. He went at the biggest banding chain he could have gotten. He has 32 attack and 30 defense. When I play this Covenant of David, I'll have 30 attack and 26 defense. So if I play this, at least I have a shot of trying to break through and kill all those guys. But I'm not excited about the prospect of losing all my best heroes. Gonna snag my Noah's Ark here with my Covenant David. One of the rare cases you'll see Covenant of David being used in battle, but 5 attacks, nothing to slouch at in like a big fight by the numbers type of battle like this. All right, let's see what opponent has. Their stuff is getting tossed. Their enhancements are getting prevented. They have Golgotha. Tossing is super relevant right now. So for those who don't know, toss is an ability that instead of playing enhancement and having its ability carry out, so you take the enhancement, put it in your discard pile, and based upon that enhancement's power, you get to decrease opponent's hero by that much permanently, I think. So I think if they were to toss a card with 4 power, they would choose one of my characters in battle and decrease it by 4 attack, 4 defense. I always have this picture in my mind. It's like you're throwing like a enhancement at somebody. It hits them like a rock, It makes them smaller, it makes them weaker. You're just tossing stuff at them. And tossing can only be done on enhancements played after the toss. You can't like toss stuff that's already been played, if that makes sense. Let's say like he came into battle with a weapon that was equipped to his character, and I was tossing all enhancements in the battle. I wouldn't toss that enhancement. That enhancement's already in battle. It's already in play. Toss only happens to new stuff. All right, he's tossing a duplicity or power, hit Daniel 4 times, and I have no answer. Entire banding chain is dead. Accidentally grabbed some of his guys. Will you fix that? So pretty devastating loss for me here. I lost Daniel. I lost Michael. I lost Meshach. Yeah, shows you why maybe patience would have rewarded me. The Annas the Elder card is really good. Yeah, he had Annas the Elder banded to Brood of Vipers. Brood of Vipers 12/12 card. Nothing to slouch at. So my defense is good though. Okay, he's going to draw 2 cards with his scheme here. He's grabbing Day of Judgment with his good seed. So he's already drawn 2 good cards with good seed. Maybe that shows you why I should have maybe tried to negate it with like Chronicles of the Kings. But like I said, I'm kind of greedy, trying to hold it for a better opportunity. I want to try to hit maybe 2 things with it, but maybe that's like a little bit tunnel visioned. If I think about it, I'm like denying him resources, deny him multiple resources over the course of the game. Plays out some fortresses, High Priest Palace, that's good fire insurance if he loses a battle, and Jerusalem allows him to search through his reserves more. Okay, battle challenge, revealing his Chronicle of the Kings to shuffle my high places. I'm not happy about that. High places is one of the cards that really allows me to have some velocity and try to keep up with him. He has 21 cards in his deck, I have 31, and that gap is just going to keep widening, especially if he just took out my high places. I really like high places. It's a good card. And I kind of like having all my Lost Souls be meek, instead of like having to try and keep track of a bunch of different Lost Soul abilities. It's just plain and simple, just meek Lost Souls. But there are times where I really wish I would have Lost Souls that would protect me from stuff or mess up with them. Like the Lost Soul, the Crowd's Lost Soul, the one that protects my hand from opponent. That one would be really good this game. But that's the cost of running a meek Lost Soul defense. I really like the art on all the meek Lost Souls right now. The Daniel ones are so cool, and opponents' Lost Souls are really cool too. They should make some like full border meek Lost Souls. All right, he's grabbing Authority of Christ from his deck somehow. Don't remember exactly how. Somehow he did it. That card is very scary. Discard all evil characters you do not control cannot be negated if used by Meek Disciple. So anytime he has a Meek Disciple in battle, I've got to watch my I've got to watch my evil characters. It's like he has Christ on deck just waiting to say the word and send all the characters to the deep. Say the word, Jesus. Authority of the Christ, I really like that card. It reminds me of back when I played the old version of that card. That card is just like probably the best enhancement in the game. So it's cool to see like the new enhancement still having like really powerful impact on the game too, even though I'm on the receiving side of it. All right, drew one hero, Daniel's Guardian, so at least I can give Daniel back out, but there's no way I can do an attack this turn. It would just be Daniel against a giant thing of Pharisees. So let's hold off. Let's learn the lesson that I didn't learn last turn. Be patient. I have to get down to hand size. So I'm gonna put my winged lion out. Put enough horses on him. All right, opponent's turn. I had a really fast turn there. He's just drawing through his deck. You can see the cards. I have 28 cards in my deck. He has 15 in his. The only thing keeping me in this game is the fact that I haven't drawn any Lost Souls for a little bit. Death of Unrighteous, good card. All right, opponent, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when Daniel comes for you? By the way, has you guys looked at the art on Daniel? I think that card's just like really funny art. If you look at the lion on sitting to the right of Daniel, it's like that lion has like eyes that just gaze into your soul. Or it's like the eyes of someone who's like seen stuff, He's seen some things. He's seen some people in that lion pit, Who knows what that lion's gone through. Now he's just chilling with Daniel, like a house cat. All right, plopping down his heroes here. Look at all those chickens. All right, so now here's the chance where I think I'm going to fire off the Chronicle of the Kings. I don't want him grabbing stuff from his reserve with his new covenant that he put out. And I don't want this good seed to sprout. It's time to put a stop to it. If it's not now, it's going to be later. Also, like, I'm trying to get cards out of my hand. This Chronicle of the Kings is just sitting there. Yep, fire it off. Lock and load. All right, opponent. What you gonna do with those 9 cards in your hand? 14 cards in your deck. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the angel from the sun. Do your Martyr. Exchange your Martyr. Draw some cards. I'm just hoping that they don't have any way to generate a soul. I feel like there's a couple disciples that search deck for Lost Soul to play it. I don't think he's running any though. I don't think I should block here. Even if it's a battle challenge, I just think he's just trying to play stuff out of his hand. It's a use it or lose it situation for him. John is going to toss the next evil enhancement, so even decentivizes me more from wanting to play something. So we're just going to let these ships in the night fly by. No thank you. Believe it or not, the Lost Soul score is still 1-1. Welcome to Redemption. I'm recording this while it's late, and you guys can tell the filter's a little bit off, saying some crazy things, but it's funner this way, don't you think? A little bit delirious, monkey brain. Okay, all of his disciples getting in the boat. I wish I had Shipwreck in my deck, because if you destroy the fortress where all the cards are at, typically all the cards are going to follow what happened. So if I did discard his fishing boat, all disciples would get discarded. If I reserved his fishing boat, all the disciples get reserved. Or if I bounce this fishing boat, all disciples get bounced, which is pretty flavorful, in my opinion. Shipwreck kills everyone on the fishing boat. So this is an example of putting all your eggs in one big floating basket. Would not recommend at home, because you never know what your opponent's going to have in their deck. They could have a shipwreck waiting for you. An opponent would just be left with a Polycarp and a couple angels as his heroes. Not ideal. So I got my Noah's Ark protecting my heroes in my territory. My lone Daniel hero. Kingdom of the world. Okay. So if I play dominant, he gets the underdeck stuff. Good to know. Good to know. He's really putting the screws on me. I just have a swift horse. I have an angel. I have a boat. Look at his battlefield. Territory. Whatever you want to call it. He has 9 cards left in his deck. What is happening? Okay, he got rid of my swift horses with his own Chronicle of the Kings. And I drew some lost souls. No. It was only a matter of time before it happened. Alright, so there's a lost soul. Negates opponent's banding abilities. I don't know if it's worth it. Should I take it out, put a meek lost soul in? I don't know. It's a trade-off. Everything's a trade-off, guys, like I've been telling you. Banding strong. Okay, he has a bunch of territory class stuff that makes my searching a little bit problematic. Okay, because I drew Faith Unbowed, pretty confident this turn. Maybe Daniel can actually do something. We got Cast in the Lion's Den. All right, Angel comes, swaps out for Daniel, negates fortresses, negates. What does he negate? Negates everything. Evil characters, New Testament enhancements. Bantu Daniel hero, don't have one. And I can't play Nebuchadnezzar as a hero. He has to begin interplay as an evil character and then get converted to a hero. Flavor, story arc, wow. But getting Nebuchadnezzar be converted is really strong. Would highly recommend. Maybe even a Holy Grail for this deck would be nice. Holy Grail Nebuchadnezzar. Holy Grail, for those who don't know, is an artifact that allows you to convert any human. Limit twice per game. It's an artifact. All right, opponent, what are you going to do when the Daniel comes for you? I got to peek at his hand with Daniel. I don't even remember what it was. All right, here comes Anath. Anna's the elder. Talk like that. Banded to the brood of vipers. They were all kind of from the south, you see. It'd be interesting to see, like, what if the Bible happened in America and, like, what if Jesus kind of rolled into the South and he's just, I don't know. He's like, what's going on in here? They have like little cowboy hats on. It's like, Jesus, we thought you gonna come and do something else. Okay, Brood of Vipers hits my Noah's Ark. Goodbye, Noah's Ark. I'm living off the land right now. 4 cards in territory. All right, he's banded. It can't be negated. Why? Even my lost soul can't negate him. Yup. All right, time for some Faith Unbowed. Interrupt the battle. Withdraw all evil characters. Used by down hero. May banish this card to protect neutral cards and your good cards from evil cards this turn. So pretty strong. Trying to bounce all his stuff. Now we have special initiative. That's his chance to play interrupt the battle, negate a card. There it is. Interrupt the battle, discard a hero. So Daniel is being discarded. I have special initiative. I'm going to try to use Daniel's prayer to interrupt the battle and negate the tenants kill the sun. Not so fast. The tenants did not kill the sun because of Daniel's prayer, didn't you know? Daniel's prayer, I can take a Daniel Angel from deck or discard pile. So your boy, Michael, he's coming back. Michael's back, baby. All right, opponent, you're back in special initiative. I think. Gathering the Sanhedrin? No. All right, he's banding to some Pharisees and Sadducees here. That's not exciting. So normally I wouldn't be concerned about this, but he has a Pharisee that enters the battlefield and negates a card. So probably gonna negate my Daniel's prayer. And that's gonna make me very sad, monkey. Here he comes. It's an obstinate Pharisee. His ability can't be prevented, so Daniel can't negate it. Wah, wah. And it looks like this is the end for your hero, Daniel. Goodbye, Daniel. Oh, this feels so bad. So he negated my card. I have to put Michael back in my discard pile too. It's just like brutal death after brutal death. Opponent's turn. All right, opponent. How are you going to rescue these lost souls now? Angel of the Winds coming in. Going to try to exchange him with a hero in his deck, no doubt. No doubt. And he fails to find. No heroes. He got all of his heroes out. So Angel of the Winds is coming in lone. The Lone Ranger. So for kids at home, this is usually not how you want to attack with your Angel of the Winds. I think it was just a silly mistake by opponent. and we're going to capitalize on it. I asked if he wanted to take it back, but he committed. Here comes the winged lion. You know what I'm thinking with the lion? I'm thinking I'm going to reserve a card from my hand and shuffle a Daniel enhancement from my discard pile. Because I'm hoping to try and great image him again. I'm trying to cut off all the ways he can win the game. All right, band of my mounted forces. Take something from my reserve. What do I want? Scattered, solid card. He has banding. Could be relevant. And then play Nebuchadnezzar. I'm going to toss the next enhancement played by an opponent. All right, opponent, your initiative, death. That's what happens. Death. So yeah, mistake from an opponent, easy block, and the score is still 1-1. Ayo. So despite being a million cards down in territory in deck, we're somehow just holding on to a combination of us getting lucky with the lost souls and also us getting lucky with his rescue attempt and attacking with the angel there. All right, let's draw some lost souls. Oh yeah. Generate a meek lost soul token, and opponent asks for special initiative. Or not special initiative, dominant initiative, don't you know? Son of God, second coming, rescuing my special lost souls, putting that Sheol back out there, and being sad because all my heroes are gone. I just have defense. The score is 3-1, or 1-3. I have one lost soul, they have three. Things are not looking good for you, baboony boy. Let's see, I have a crouch choice in my hand. I could try to grab a card out of my deck or reserve. Should I go for a hero here? But what's the point? I need ways to back up the hero. He's just going to die. I could get the Storehouse and start trying to get cards back in my hand. I could go for the Foretelling Angel and just start drawing cards, but that doesn't seem that strong. I wish I knew my deck list better, so I didn't know exactly what to get here. Because honestly, I have no idea what I should do with this crouch choice. Alrighty, it's his turn. He's drawing some cards. He's reserving the top card of his deck with Jerusalem and taking a card from reserve. It's a search ability, so I'm underdecking a lost soul with Sheol. Sheol. He's grabbing the cross from his reserve. As for Dom initiative, because I know if I don't play my dominance now, I'll probably never get to play him ever again. The cross restricts dominance. So he forced my hand. I didn't want to play these cards, but I have to. First Martyr on Polycarp. I kind of wanted to kill John, but he had a card that would resurrect him. The angel, the martyr angel, I think gets his guy back from his discard pile. But killing Polycarp, however, that could actually win me the battle. Polycarp is a territory class hero that says if your good enhancement would be interrupted by an opponent, instead you can discard Polycarp. So kind of like a really weird, I'll negate your negate card. So I have a lot of interrupts in my hand, so I said no. Polycarp, bad Polycarp. All right, a disciple, Thaddeus, is going to shuffle my Sheol. And what do I do here? He's a 4-2. I know Authority of Christ is a card in his hand. I think my best option is to block with Nebuchadnezzar and hope he doesn't have any good enhancements in his hand, because he tosses the next enhancement, and if the only enhancement in his hand is Authority of Christ, then it gets tossed. So this is the best option I have. I don't have anybody that could try and get initiative on him. I don't have any 1-1 guys in my deck or my reserve. So I think it's just like, I don't know, just Authority of Christ is too good, man. I'm going to grab a random card from my reserve with my Babylonian mounted forces. I don't know, bro. Authority of Christ. I knew it. I saw it coming miles and miles away. But working with opponent, let's talk about this opponent. You don't want to toss that. Surely you have something else to toss. Yep, toss that random sent 2x2 and then play Authority of Christ. That's how you want to do it. Nope. Toss your Day of Judgment. Okay, so after some confusion, opponent rescues. They have 4 lost souls. I have 1. So let's think about what's going wrong this game. I have 0 cards in play. I have 1 lost soul because I drew my Son of God. I think this is about as bad as it can get. Opponent has 3 cards left in their deck. I have 22. So we're getting trounced. The definition of trounced. I don't think I can even rescue anymore. Like, what am I going to do? Swift Being's going to draw me some cards? No, that's not going to do it. Okay, Foretelling Angel. Let me cook. Storehouse. Give me some good enhancements. Top card of my deck is an Ezekiel card. Oh, wah, wah. I can't attack. I just have to wait for my storehouse to grab enhancements from my reserve. I'm going to rescue another lost soul while I can. I know he has the cross. I want to play my dominance before you can inactivate them. All right, 2 lost souls. Let's go. So if you made it this far in the video, you're real troopers. Watching me take a beating, but is there a minuscule chance that I can win? That's why you keep watching? All right, harvest time. There's no hiding from this deck. I just want a turn to not be attacked. Here he comes, ruthlessly chopping through my storehouse. Harvest time doesn't care about protection abilities. There's the last 3 lost souls of my deck. Top card of my hand deck is a revelation card. Thank you, Angel. Definitely too late for this Angel to do anything. All right, he's getting ready for the cross. Burial. I can't even do a rescue attempt next turn. He's putting all of his lost souls underneath his deck. Would you look at that? Here comes the cross. So he's tossing all enhancements with the word negated in it. So unfortunately, my, what's it called? Scattered? That's going to be tossed like a salad. So looking at my options, I'm just trying to see if I can prevent him rescuing again. Maybe, just maybe, I can grind him out of the game. I can draw my great image, destroys heroes, win the battle. It's a slim hope. I gotta hold on to that. That's what Jesus is, right? Just hope in the middle of darkness. Anyways, reveals Angel of the Lord from his hand. Can't play it though. He has a cross in play. All right, I have my Deceiver. I know I have Babylonian Siege Army in my reserve. I'm thinking about what are the different options I can do with my Siege Army. I also have Nergal-Shar, the Babylonian guy that makes my stuff, capture stuff can't be negated. Alrighty, Deceiver into Siege Army. I'm going to negate John because I don't want my next enhancement getting tossed. And then I'm going to capture that John. I thought about taking out his fishing boat, but yeah, maybe should have took out the fishing boat here. Fishy boat. Because I could have just played Scattered and that would have got tossed. You know, no big deal. Because if I destroy all of his heroes in battle, he can just use the fishing boat to send one back in. And that's not good. Right, he's using card 2x2 to band in some more of his disciples in battle. And I said, your pride comes before the fall. Interrupt the battle, reserve all characters in battle. So, reserve time? Time to go reserve? Yeah, reserve time. A fishing boat. And I give him a lost soul and it's game over. Thanks for watching another gameplay video. This one was a tough one, but lets you see exactly how games can go wrong and where this deck struggles a little bit, trying to keep up with the opponent's card advantage. I really don't think I had any gas left in my tank. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.